Alright, so today we are going to be working on fixing a Honda windshield. So basically it's a review slash repair, and I'm not going to give you the entire step-by-step because the instructions, less the slight spelling issues that you'll find randomly, are really good and very thorough. They give you all of the information you'll need, and if you have like lines, cracks, you can do that. If you have the star type, it's pretty windy today, so you have to kind of deal with me on that. But if you have the stars or bullseyes or whatever you want to call it, which we have right here, something like that going on, then you'll use this side. So very easy. Included with the kit is everything you'll need. You have this suction cup on 4 sides. It's movable. It'll contour to the glass. You have basically a plunger, and then you have this piece which screws in and screws out. It has a rubber tip on the end. It's going to make contact with the glass, and that's how you're going to apply your resin, which is basically super glue for the windshield, which is right here. You have a razor blade, which we've already scraped this. You just scrape over that, make sure it's nice and smooth and clean and ready to go. And then when you're finished, you have these curing strips, which are just clear pieces of plastic. It takes about 20 minutes total to do this, so this is not going to be a 20-minute video, I hope, but hopefully you'll get an idea of about what's involved. Alright, so we've already scraped this device, this windshield, with the razor blade. We're going to apply this device, so I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to go ahead and screw this down some, figure out where I need to be at, then we'll zoom in on it a little bit. Let me zoom in on it now so you can see what it looks like before. Hopefully that focuses well enough. You can see right here. I can fill it with my finger, so it's a pretty good little area we need to fill in. Gotta get it lined up. Alright, so we got it lined up. We'll move on to the next step. Alright, so we have this screwed down gently, touching the windshield. So now we're going to apply some of the resin. Alright, hopefully we got enough in there. And we just put this in. Alright, so we gave it the proper time for it to set up and cure, about 4 to 6 minutes. We're going to go ahead and take out the plunger portion. It's going to release any air that is trapped. And we're going to reinsert that. Tighten it back down. And we're going to let that sit again for a little bit, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we removed the center piece, the plunger as I call it, let the air escape, put it back in, and it appears to be fine, the best I can tell. You examine it from the other side. So the best I can tell, it looks like it's pretty good. So now we loosen the whole thing up. You don't have to turn it that much, but I'm going to. I may have tightened this down too much. This is the first time I've ever done this, so be careful. You can actually damage the windshield more by doing this if you're not careful and you do it improperly. Hopefully I haven't done so. And I may have put a little too much resin also. So I'm going to wipe up the excess. Alright. So we've went ahead and taken the unit off, obviously here. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to look at it. I feel like it's filled in a little bit. I'm definitely going to have to clean up some of the resin that I just made a little mess. And now we're going to take some of the resin and we're going to drop a little bit just in the top, on top, to make sure that it's nice and filled. So if we missed any spot, that'll help to fill it in a little bit. And then we're going to lay the clear strip down on it and we're going to let it cure. And hopefully we'll see a good result in the end. Alright, so I probably put a little too much on there, but it is what it is. We're going to lay this little clear curing strip on it. You don't need any pressure, but it's very windy out here right now. So I'm going to lay that on there. I'm going to actually tape it. I don't care about the pressure, but the wind's blowing so much, I'm a little concerned. There we go. I'm a little concerned the wind might blow it off. And now, you can use, it says you can use an ultraviolet light or you can pull it into the sun. So we're going to back this down into the sun and let this set up for a little. And it only takes 5 or 10 minutes. So we're going to give it 10 full minutes and let it cure. And you remove this strip, scrape the excess with a razor blade, clean the window, and hopefully it will look at least a little bit better. And even if it doesn't really look better, because I may not have done the best job possible, the hopes are that it's filled in enough of the resin. As you see, I put too big a drop, so it's spread out pretty good. But the resin will hopefully have filled the crack enough that it will keep it from spidering and cracking more as time progresses. So we'll go ahead and pull this into the sun and let it cure, and then we'll come back and we'll see where we are and see what it looks like. Hopefully it's improved. Alright, so I went ahead and moved the tape just to make sure that the sun got really good to the actual spot. Now, I only have vision in one eye, so I'm not 100% certain that I lined it up as perfectly as could have been. So this may not be the absolute best repair, but basically we're going to pull this right here off. We're going to take the razor blade, clean up any excess. You can see a little bit of the excess. We'll get that all cleaned up. Then we'll just clean the windshield, and we'll see what it looks like. So, and again, I put tape on there because of how windy it is out here today. So it's just got a milky, sort of a milky white type complexion now. So we'll clean that up and we'll see what we have. Alright, so obviously this could be done a couple different times if you needed to. Now it looks a tiny bit better. I'm not going to say that definitely, I'm not going to call this a 100% success, but I definitely think this works. It did fill in a little bit of the area, and it did help. There was little tiny cracks that it looks like it might have filled in. The main point where it impacted, the damage occurred, I think I missed that. I think that's more on me. Like I said, vision issues, it's hard to line it up perfectly. So I definitely think doing this a couple times, which you could do a couple times, you got enough stuff here to do that. There's multiple sheets included with this to put on there for curing. But overall, it's a pretty cool little device. It seems to work pretty well if you can line it up properly. Just don't put too much pressure, you can make it worse. And if you want to find out more and see some other people, some of the other reviews, they have some much better photos, videos maybe, but I saw some photos and befores and afters. Looked really impressive. So overall, I know that it's possible to do a really good job with this, and you can find out more about that with the link below. See the other reviews, find out more about what other people have to say, and read more about it if you have any other specific questions. Definitely not the expert, probably not the person to ask too much about, but I'll help where I can. Otherwise, thanks for watching.